some walnuts. Did any of you go to Charleston 2016 by any chance? The start of fall tour. The only time I've been to tour openers was 2016, and they opened with Petrichor, the debut of Petrichor. Also debuted Home that night, a song that, not a bad song, bit of an underrated, forgotten song already. Oh yeah, we got some walnuts. We came out here and did a mass raking one day, and then it's a nice little triangle, dude. Look at that. The Bermuda Triangle. What happens if I step inside it? Nothing. Well, yeah. I think we're pretty clear, though, really. My new neighbor over here, this is his first year getting his taste of it. I just been throwing them to the very back of my yard. That's all mine. Every now and then, no one gets through and goes into the person behind me's yard. But other than that Petrichor opener, which was just a total dud, you know, I never really did care for Petrichor. Sometimes I don't like songs when they come out. Sometimes I never like them. That's one that I never really dug. And it just was a total dud. Like some people there, you know, there's a lot of casual fans that go to shows and they didn't even know the song. Certainly not one you're going to start boogieing down to. So a very risky opener was a sign of things to come. They played Petrichor to death that year. All right, so we're looking pretty good, man. I think the walnuts are about done. There's one hiding in there. They've gotten pretty good at hacky sacking them. Oh. All right, so walnut retrieval. Not much today. I think we're good. Cool. I got the double whammy this year. A neighbor's walnut tree, it had its cycle. Somehow mine has dumped them 3 years in a row. Let's see if we got any more over here. Look, little groundhog. I see him coming and going every now and then. Yeah, just remnants. Remnants of what's left behind. See, look at the little groundhog trail. For some reason, he comes over here and hangs out underneath my willow tree. See his little trail? And then from here, it's tough to say. He comes here, hangs out underneath the willow tree, and then decides what's next. All right. So, what's up? I haven't even browsed at the chat. We got anybody there? What's up? We got a few people there. Maybe I'll come over here and sit down. Chat for a moment. Were you at 2016? Hey, what's up, Jake? What's up, Merch Mouse? Russell? Shalom. Does that also mean, that means hello and goodbye, no? Am I right? Am I wrong? I'm probably wrong. I think it means hello and goodbye, though, perhaps. Not much, Cano. Just doing... I think we are officially done with walnuts for the year. Let me set up here. I pissed my neighbor's dogs off. The new neighbor, boy, he's got some barky dogs. Hey, what's up, Phil? What's up, Terry? Back to the theme thing. Hey, Susie. It is here. It's nice here. It's a little chilly, but as you can see, it's a pretty nice day. So I don't know, you know, you get those reminders. Hey, Abe, you get those reminders from .net or wherever, like, hey, a reminder you went to these shows. It's your anniversary. And the last couple of days were those Charleston shows. Uh-oh, here comes Cashew. Comes the neighbor's kitty. What's up, buddy? He's not like my cats. My cats run when the camera starts rolling. He shows up. What's up, man? Huh? He looks a lot like, well, no he doesn't. He's much smaller. I was going to say, he looks like my cat, but no, he's not like Floppy at all. You're a little guy, aren't you? She's a little baby. Yes, she is. You going to shake, rattle, and roll? Stop, drop, and roll, I mean. He likes to stop, drop, and roll. What's up, buddy? Yeah, get dirty. Yes. Get dirty, then go home. Yes. I love it when he gets dirty and then goes home. Aloha. Well, you might be right about aloha also. Now there's my air conditioner. The lovely Carrier. He's not much of a lap kitty, though. What are you doing, bud? Hmm? What you doing? So, oh, yeah, Terry, you're right. You did suggest that. I think I saw a previous comment. You suggested that. Yeah, you're right. That would be cool. They did the names and the numbers. Hey, what's up, Mike in Florida? I mean, this could pass as Florida, I suppose. Maybe not the types of trees, but things look pretty green. Oh my God, man. A week or 10 days ago, everything was brown and dying. And we finally got some rain. What are you doing? Oh, he's going to try to... No, not... When I say go home, I didn't mean he's just hanging out at my back door now. Rolling around, getting even dirtier. Just rolling around in dead leaves. What's up, buddy? Check this out. What are you doing over there? No, I don't think so. Not this year. For sure not this year. I know it's a mess. Calm down. Somewhere over there's back door though. What are you doing, dude? Why are you so dirty? Here I am. Hi. I haven't in a long time, Mike. I wish I did more, but no, I haven't. Not when I say a long time, it's just been a couple years. But I haven't gone regularly in probably over 10 years. I used to like going at night. But then as you get older, you get like more scared, or at least I have, you know, I don't know. I remember when I was in my 20s or something, I would always go fishing at night, sometimes by myself. A lot of times by myself. But no, I don't anymore, really. What the fuck? Ooh, I got something gross on my thumb. Where the hell did that come from? Maybe a walnut. Ooh. I don't know. Okay. Quit not looking at my air conditioner. Let's try to fix this. What the fuck was that? I had walnut goo on me. Yeah, I think Merriweather next year. Oh man, that would be awesome, Mike. I've never been great at that type of fishing though. Like throwing lures. Hey, ooh, be careful. Oh, I wouldn't mind the Sphere. I mean, I'd couch tour it again. Now, if they're saying 8 shows, somebody mentioned 8 shows, that sounds like a bit much. 4 seemed perfect. For me, I don't know. No, I'm not interested in going to that. I don't think that would interfere with a summer show. Hopefully we get a fall this 2026. I think though, I hope though, I don't think fall tours are done. If nothing else, they can at least bust off, 12 to 15 shows in the fall. Not barely a tour, But maybe in 26 we'll get something like that. We got MSG coming, obviously. Mexico, maybe the Sphere. But if they do Sphere, that probably means no spring shows. I would probably prefer, I know they never do Florida anymore. Yeah, I don't know about, I would love them to come back to Dayton. Even in the fall. Anytime, the spring, really. April at the Nutter Center. What are you doing over there? Aw, now he's just sitting there quietly, waiting patiently. No, we're not going in, bud. You don't even live here. He's like, yeah, but sometimes I get in. If it came down to like 12 spring shows versus the Sphere, I think I would take the 12 spring shows, obviously. But I wouldn't mind. I didn't mind the Sphere. I thought it was good. I know some people weren't so thrilled or impressed. I swear, I think some of those people just watched like the openers on YouTube, which was maybe the least impressive. Some of the more, now the recent show in Columbus was cool. That was a very good indoor show. But I just, compared to Hampton and Charleston, 2 other indoor shows that I were like similar, I definitely prefer the Nutter Center. Hampton's really old. Aren't they even talking about tearing it down? In that North Charleston Coliseum, it's similar to Hampton, similar to the Nutter Center, but I don't know. I didn't love it. I don't remember. It's just so crazy. You ever go to shit? Like most of the shows I look back on, I can remember something, even if it's just a couple of songs or something pre-show or post-show. Okay, Mike. I'll think about that. I'll remember that. A lot of times, though, it's like only... I guess, and it goes both ways. A lot of the shows I'm going to are in demand, but yet I can usually get tickets one way or another. but who knows? Oh, why don't you come over here? He's just sitting on the back step. He's got his eyes closed because of the sun, you know. He's not wise enough to do this. Although my cats do when they sleep. They'll take an arm and put over their eyes. Oh, you meditating? I think he's meditating. A little embarrassed by my messy porch. Well, I'll clean it up. Winter's not officially here. Oh, he's looking away. Don't look away. There. How's that? You like how I got one bloom over here? That's it, too. The entire thing, just one bloom. Awful late in the year, too, I'll say. Oh, good question, but I don't know. I wouldn't have predicted last year's. You know, Trey did kind of hint at what their thought process is. Like a lot of times they want to do something maybe they hadn't done before. Last year being that style of music and dancing. I don't know. And not necessarily on New Year's Eve, actually, you know. I guess at one point, I don't know in a recent interview, he's like, well, we can't sing. Maybe we should actually try to learn how to sing. And, well, we've never done this. Maybe we should try to do this. But I take that back. That had nothing to do with New Year's. Just the dancing thing. Although they're not really a dancing band, you know. It's not like they incorporated that. Although some of those songs, I always wanted it this way. Most events aren't planned, and Life Saving Gun, they've definitely been incorporated into the rotation. Where is the Patriot Center? Which one is that? Where are some places they haven't been in a while? Is there anything indoor near? Oh, okay, I was going to say, is there anything indoor in that like DC Meriwether region? There you go, Fairfax, yeah. Huh. Well, I mean, dude, they do still knock on some small cities, you know, and yeah, only holds 10K. That's not a deal breaker. In fact, if they're playing that's not a small area though. They can bring in from every. I think that's how they feel in about Dayton as well, though. They're pulling from Cincinnati, Columbus, Indianapolis. What if they get so big and they play the new stadium in Cleveland in like 2030? They do like a farewell stadium tour. I don't know if they have enough time to get that big. Like how by the, what was it? By the late 80s, 90s, the Grateful, or was it the 90s? Were the Dead doing football stadiums in the 80s, or was that not until the 90s? Either way, at some point they became a football stadium band where they could do that. I don't know if Fish has time to become that. I don't know. And it seems like, okay, 80s as well, Doug, thanks. I thought so, but I wasn't positive. The East Center, you're right. They should return to all the arenas where they have one, like, epic show. A return to the East Center would make sense. People would lose their mind. Like in 2017 when they returned to the Nutter Center. I mean, it was a good year. It definitely was. There was the whole Baker's Dozen thing going on. So you didn't have a lot of opportunities if you weren't going to that. But, yeah, it just seemed like Nutter Center 17 was way more anticipated than 23. But yeah, it would be fun. You're right. I mean, I would be not necessarily that one, or if maybe played an arena up in Detroit. I don't know where 97 was. That might have been at Cobo Hall or the old Palace. Where was the 97 show in Detroit? Hey, what's up, Wyatt? I came on to, I don't know what. I guess talk about how I don't remember anything from Charleston. I keep trying to get into that subject, but then I drift away. I don't remember anything from those shows, really. I do kind of remember I take that back. I remember night 2, there was a lengthwise / maze. Like the intro to Maze was also lengthwise. Fishman on vocals. And they did an ass-handed. And then looking at the, I don't know if it was Joe Louis. I think it was either Cobo or, no, not Cobo. That would maybe be too small. Had to be the old Palace. The site of the malice at the Palace. I watched the Boom Goes the Dynamite video this morning. You guys remember that classic? I don't know, it just happened to show up on. I did not remember it being nearly 4 minutes long. That poor bastard was trapped on air for nearly 4 minutes. I thought it was like 10 seconds of him stuttering and then just saying boom goes the dynamite, and then that was it. But most shows I've been to, I can always recall something, even if it's like the big song of the night, like something before the show, after the show, getting like, I got lost one time, or not lost, but ended up taking a long ass way to my hotel in Alpharetta. What was that, 2014, I guess? That's one of the few things I remember from that night, but at least I remember that. What? They might throw in like a small venue or two, but I couldn't see them doing. I do not remember that Palace Dead show, but somebody might. I don't expect them to ever do like a whole tour of small venues, but every now and then they might sneak in a small one. The place in San Francisco, right? The Bill Graham, isn't it pretty small? I played a place in St. Louis that's pretty small. No, I don't. I guess over the last however many shows, last 15 shows or whatever, I have the YouTube thing. So I have that documented, I suppose. But no, I've never written down memories from shows. I haven't, no. I've considered in 26, so to save myself from having to go back and look at I haven't really done any like best of 25 kind of situations this year. Hey, what's up, Dan Z? Mostly because I don't want to have to go back and watch all my videos. A lot of the whiteboards are gone. I don't even post pictures of the whiteboards anymore. So to really go back and look at 2025 and remember the shows, all of them individually, I'd kind of have to watch my own recaps, and I don't want to do all that. Maybe I could just kind of skip to the end of each one of them and get a feel for it. But I did consider in 2026 having a notebook and just writing down some notes for each and every show. And then Cashew is right over here, Dan Z. He joined us earlier. Oh, look at this, here comes a squirrel. Oh shit. We got a squirrel right here to the right, and Cashew to the left. Squirrel's on the tree. Cashew has no idea. Cashew, there, now he's caught on. I don't know if you can see Cashew over here. Cashew, dude, he was right there. What kind of cat are you? We could have had some serious action, man. Oh, he's pissed. You blew it, dude. Hey, what's up, Buffalo Bacon? He blew it. You know, instead of keeping your eyes closed, you could just not face the sun. He's just sitting there with his eyes closed, but I don't think he realizes. Why don't you come over here? He's like, why don't you come over here? All right. What's going on, man? Getting a little warm in the sun, buddy. How you feeling? Oh, you getting hot? Dirty. This is so dirty. We can't go inside. We can't go inside. What you doing, huh? See his little tail. Go get your tail. How'd I get that tail? His one little eye never has fully recovered. You know, years ago, God, 4 or 5 years ago, he was known as the one-eyed cat. It's gotten better, but it's never fully recovered, has it, bud? Oh my God, he's like rubbing his face on the concrete step. God, who are you? What kind of animal are you, sweet little buddy? He's so skinny. I can't tell if he's skinny or my cats are fat. What is it? I think he's a little skinny. I think even the vet says he needs to gain a pound or two, don't you? Yeah, I think I should, Wyatt. You're right, I should. One thing I used to have as a cheat sheet is I used to post a picture of all the whiteboards on Instagram, and sometimes that was just enough. Seeing the whiteboard and being like, oh yeah, Like I have fucking 6 or 7 of them hanging up in the room now. I can look around and oh yeah, I instantly remember. But a lot of them I've shipped off. Tragically, the Hampton ones still no, not no, gone, lost in the void. Goose fan, I think, could have been responsible. He recognized them as possible fish posters. I don't know how. Ooh, you saw the Dead in '93? Was that your first? Ooh, the last ever Casey Jones. That's noteworthy, I suppose. What do you think, bud? All right, he's finally turned away from the sun at least. Where's all the squirrels? Hmm? What do you think? Not in your way? I'm sorry. Oh, you started in '87. Cool. I thought so. I didn't think that was your first. I had not been to a show yet. Ooh, it was close. '88 might have been my first concert ever. Kiss, the Crazy Nights tour, Hara Arena. Probably. Yeah, sounds about right. I think they'll be back at Merriweather, maybe this summer. This is the weirdest parking situation. That's just a weird location for a venue. I've only been there once, but it's like you were kind of in the middle of this whole shopping district, right? It was really rainy the first day I was there. No, it was night 2 maybe. It was super rainy. And then, yeah, I had to go over to Sears and get a poncho. Hmm. It's weird, right? Parking situation, strange. Ultimately good, though. Um, then even when you're leaving there, it's like you're almost walking through like a public park or something. I don't know. It just feels like how a public park around here would feel with walking trails and big old trees and big old trees. Oh, there's a public library nearby. Jesus. I remember kind of hanging out in some courtyard area, maybe like away from most of the people or something. Then I didn't find Shakedown till like way late. I was like way over here, and Shakedown was kind of over here. I don't know. It was wild. Big old tree. They were, right? Yeah, Merriweather was strange. I'm glad I went there, though. That was to me, like when you'd start getting into fish and listening to old shows, it just seemed like Merriweather was one of those venues that came up a lot. '98, I liked a lot. Alpine was another one of them. So I've been to a few venues just based on like, oh, when I started listening, they played cool shows at Alpine or they played cool shows at Merriweather. And if it's somewhere in the East or the Midwest, it's doable. But yeah, I ain't racing out to the East Center just because they played a cool show there in '98. Although it's kind of criminal, I've never been to Dick's or MSG, I'll admit. Dick's is just, boy, that's a hike. And then MSG, it's just like now Mary claims that she like wants to go. She's been to New York City. She enjoys it. She's made me think like it's more affordable than you think it is. And yeah, if I had somebody with me, like a guide, I would feel much better. You know, I don't want to sound like one of those like scared Midwestern guys, but it just seems like overwhelming to me. Like I barely have any experience with subways. The only time I've ever been on a subway, I think it was a subway in Washington D.C. It's like a teenager though, so I barely remember it. And I doubt if like I know the train system in Chicago I wanted nothing to do with. Cabs, ugh. I guess you just do a lot of walking. I'm not opposed to walking. That's not a bad idea, Buffalo Bacon. I should definitely do. I could do it each. Yeah, even if I do my playlist on the app, even that kind of helps. But then you get to like you have this 9-hour playlist with 50 songs, and it's like, all right, hold on, I can't possibly. Yeah, Wyatt. See, that's something that I remember from that Deer Creek run. You're back. This guy's a real camera hog. Say hi. Say hi. Yay! Almost put his butthole right on my chin. But yeah, that was awesome. It was during Carini. It was like kind of I'm on the lawn, but close enough to where you get a big look at the pavilion. And during Carini, that bird was like, I doubt if I can fly, but maybe I'm ready. Either way, I got to get out of here. There must be something more than this, is what that bird thought. The song didn't even exist yet more. So yeah, and I remember one of the nights going back to the hotel room and playing Madden all night. We brought a PlayStation with us. And then one night we got pulled over. Luckily, I wasn't drinking. I was never a big drinker, and I was driving. Um, Not that I'm some saint. I have drank and drive before. Not proud of it. But this particular night and a lot of times, I was just like, well, I'll just drive because I'm not going to be drinking. And yeah, we got pulled over. I think this cop thought he definitely probably had him a DUI or something. Because it was just a little bit of an erratic driving situation by me. I kind of didn't know what I was doing, where we were going. We just wanted to, I don't know. It just looked like maybe I was drunk. But really, I just didn't know where the hell I was going. Then you got 3 drunk people in the car with you, all probably talking about the show or something. I don't know. Still excited. So there might have been some speeding, maybe some not stopping, maybe some aggressive lane changes. And then we ran into a dude from high school that we hadn't seen in forever at one of the Deer Creek shows. Yeah, and in fact, I saw him like maybe a decade later. He was totally clean and sober, and he was like, yeah, that was the night. Turns out he got so drunk at that show, he went night 1. He was obliterated drunk when we saw him. He did attempt to drive home, got a DUI, got arrested, all the whole deal. And missed the next 2 shows and never drank again. Boy, we're starting to have some, getting some bees over here. Give me like a fly swatter. I need something. I don't like these bees. I'm getting a little too comfy around the house, looking for a way in. Sorry, buddy. Uh-oh, Cashew's freaking out. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. If it makes you feel any better, they're those like bumblebee, carpenter bee things. It wasn't a honeybee. Never kill a honeybee. How's a carpenter bee trying to get in the house for? Sometimes I brush Cashew with the broom. Come here. Come here. Let's let him see. Come on, let's show him. Show him. I know I just killed a bee with it. Alright, he's not into it. He's like, dude, that's the thing you just killed the bee with. I don't even know if I killed it. I probably got away. Hey, what's up, Tor? Oh no, that's about as far away from Merriweather as you could get. You were in Oregon when Jerry was playing there. Damn, what's going on here? I think I lost control of my phone. Nah, I wouldn't say that. Which dead run at Shoreline? Why is my thing all of a sudden not wanting to sit? It was fine before. What happened? Alright. No, it's not. I wish Tor. It'd be nice, but... Next year, Abe? I think so. Ooh, Halloween Denver next year. No, I have not heard that, but I do think that they would do it does seem like they're due for a fall tour for sure, right? I don't know. I don't know if I know that song well. Abe, I hate that. I hate my phone's keyboard. And I hate the voice text. I guess I'm not aware of like how dead songs came and went. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, Chinchilla? I did not realize, I don't know. I guess I should have known that if I'd have thought about it, though. Like, did they at some point just quit playing Dark Star altogether, right? I feel like I'm right about that. But yeah, I didn't realize that songs would like go away and come back. Maybe similar to a Fluffhead 2.0 situation. Hmm. But yeah, that would. God, how many songs did they have by the end that they could potentially play? Did you think that the Fare Thee Well was a nice smattering over those shows of like, yeah, they pretty much covered everything we wanted to hear? As like, if any, I'm sure Abe, but I'm sure there's some other Dead fans here. The Fare Thee Well in 15, not the recent thing. But yeah, it was over 5 shows, right? Or was it 4 shows? I think it was 5 shows, wasn't it? Or was it 4? Didn't they do 3 in Chicago, 2 like in Northern California? Am I wrong about that? Okay, Doug thinks Fare Thee Well. That pretty much covered it all, right? Trey did such a great job too. As somebody who's not really a Dead fan, I can say I think Trey did a great job. But I remember he was pretty well received. Okay, so they did do 2 in Santa Clara, 3 in Chicago. That's right. Um, yeah, but I thought those shows were pretty well. It went well. I think maybe was it the first 2? Maybe like there were some issues with the sound, but man, they hadn't done. Like, I don't know. I'd at least cut them some slack for. It's not like they had been a touring band for decades. Nice. That was the first one. Cool. I remember him taking it very seriously, and then I also remember it like improved his Fish playing as well. Like 2015 was an awesome year for Fish, and like even though learning all those Dead songs, they're not Fish songs, obviously, but it obviously had to make him better at guitar. I don't know how many hours he spent playing and practicing and learning those Dead songs, but it certainly improved him, which is great. That late in his career. Oh wow. Well, Abe, I don't know. I don't think it was. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's not for me to say, but it's like if somehow Fish did a reunion someday without Trey. I don't know. I like the other guys enough, though. I guess it would depend on who the guitar player is. Like if it was Billy, like something happens to Trey, and in 15 years, Mike Fishman and Page and Billy Strings played a couple shows, I'd probably check it out for sure. If it was that guy from Goose, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know why I'm always taking shots at Goose. I don't even hate him really. Like some people really seem to hate Goose. I don't. I just don't necessarily have enough. They seem like a band that you don't want to casually listen to. Like you want to know, or at least I would. I'd want to know a little bit of the history. If I heard a song I liked, I would want to hear more of that one. I don't, you know what I don't know. The different lineups of bands would be interesting. I'd want to hear. So I just don't have time for all that, really. But occasionally, if I stumble upon them and I have a little bit of time, I listen. I'm like, yeah, they're pretty good. I definitely see some Fish influence there. Not only just in their music, but other things, how their career's going. Like, I wasn't offended when they showed up on Tires. I don't know how they ended up on Tires. I'm like, man, how do these guys get on Tires? Maybe every other jam band said no. Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not a hater, but they are sort of the go-to. Like, there's always been some go-to. Like, if it was Twiddle for a while, for a long time, it was Twiddle. Just like almost the go-to punchline. If you were just kind of wanting to diss some other jam band or... What are these bastards doing? Alright, now that thing definitely just was acting like it got in. Hold on. Scout? That thing's a scout, man. He's just like flying. He just keeps buzzing around looking for a place to get in. That was more of like a yellow jacket, I guess. Again, I don't think I got him. My makeshift beast water. Oh yeah, I think I see him now. Yeah, my darling. Don't run away from me. Yeah, I think he was a scout, dude, looking for a hole. He had to go. All right. cashew run off to? We lost him. You're right. I got my own little Yarmouth Road here. It's late in the year. Maybe they're confused. They're like, what's going on? Is it cooling off or not? Got another one here on the ground. I don't care if they find a hole in the ground. Just kidding. I do care. He's fucking dead. Don't see any movement. I watched that movie Zombieland the other day for the first time. It's a really easy watch. If you're wanting to watch something horror related for October, I recommend Zombieland. It's pretty easy. It's pretty quick. It's just pretty much all action. They don't waste a lot of time on like how'd we get here. And then just a lot of ass kicking and funny lines from Woody throughout, kinda-ish. I don't know, I just felt like it was an easy watch. I didn't want to watch Halloween 2 yet again. Well, I think I'll wrap this up. Just mostly because I'm getting a little hot and tired of standing here. I haven't done a whole lot of standing streams. Yeah, me too. Always on tour. Thanks for stopping by. But it doesn't matter. Army of Darkness is. Alright, and I'm also with the glare. I'm having trouble seeing the phone at this point. Well, thank everybody for stopping by. Thanks for the thumbs up. And, yeah, you too, Doug. I'm sorry if I missed your comment. I'm sure I did. I always do. The worst is like when I'm at somebody's live stream and they read the comment above and below mine. I always get so offended, but they're not doing it. It's just sometimes you miss them. I don't know what's up. Alright, guys. Boom. Thanks for stopping by. Give you one last look at the palatial lawn.